back to this episode of Shevolving Life. It's me, Samantha, and this week we're going to be talking about setting intentions. All month long, we are leaning into how to vacation and make sure you get your rest in. I know for me, oftentimes, especially in the past, I don't do this no more, but I used to just chalk up vacation is for the kids and it's gonna not be any time for rest. I'm gonna be going, and then get back home and go back to work and not even feel like I was on vacation. Like I'm gonna need a vacation from the vacation, right? And sometimes you are in particular positions where the going out of town or the quote vacation really is about like a family event, a wedding, and so there is sort of like an agenda, and they may be less opportunities for it to be free flowing and expansive, that vibe. But even in those situations, like I no longer sort of compromise rest for me. Even if it's like just 30 minutes to myself where I can just pour into myself, get grounded, put my feet, in the pool by myself, or taking a walk, quick walk along the beach, or standing outside on the balcony, depending on where you are. Like, make sure you take that time for yourself because otherwise, you're not going to have anything to pour into anybody else. And I know we hear this over and over again as moms, but truly, like, your health, your well being, your mental state creates a whole vibe for your family. And so, prioritize it, make sure you get it in. And one of the ways that I do that, because it's like super busy, it's like four kids, my husband, trying to negotiate and make sure everybody has what they need. I feel like sometimes it can be hard to make sure I carve out time for me, but it got to get done, point blank period. So what we do to gear up for vacation, which is super, like, I'm super excited because we're actually getting ready to go on vacation, so this is like very timely that I'm releasing this now. We are headed out to an epic road trip part two. Last year we head out west to the Grand Canyon, over about a 2.5 week period. That was great, planned out. I was not overwhelmed. I did not pull any of my hair out. I did not, slap any children. Like it was all it was all good. So we are going this time up the East Coast, stopping in all the major cities. We got your my home, DC, Baltimore, DMV area. We got Philly. We're going to New York. I'm going up to Boston, visiting friends, like, and then we're gonna go all the way up to the Niagara Falls in Toronto. So this vacation is gonna be about 4 weeks. Dun, dun. And so like that has the potential to go really, really well or really, really stressful. And so to make sure that we set ourselves up for success, we set intentions and we plan. I'm not the planner of the family. However, I see the value of it, and I'm so grateful that I have a partner that's like a super planner. So even though he might want to plan things to a T, I can kind of reel him in and be like, okay, we can have a rough schedule and a rough plan and leave space, for just the flexibility and movement of the moment. Okay, we're gonna talk about that more next week. But this week we're focused on the plan. Oftentimes I feel like, especially in this culture, we lean heavy on just schedules and plans, and maybe even too much so sometimes. But there is value in it. There is an appreciation for that structure, for that divine masculine, if you will. And so I would say the first thing you want to do, especially if you're a person like me who sometimes planning can even be like a trigger word, depending on what kind of mood and vibe you're in. The first thing you want to do is ground yourself. Planning takes a lot of like sort of crown energy, heady sort of vision casting and forecasting. And for me, I have to be in a good space. So grounding myself in my body, um, just pouring love and appreciation for the current moment. Like I need to do all that before I even set foot in that office to have that meeting with my boo. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be stepping out within a few minutes of him opening up the spreadsheets. So grounding yourself is like super important. Um, Second step. So before I move on to the second step, grounding yourself. Focus your attention on your body. Just a reminder what grounding yourself mean. Like feel your feet. Wear your feet. Feel the articulation of your feet to the ground. Like just become laser focused with your attention onto your body sensation. That's an easy, quick way to ground. You can do a body scan. Start at your toes and just feel what it feels to be in your body, your legs, and just go up like that. Number two, envision, like for real, because when you set intentions, you have to make sure that your vibrations of your intentions are right. You can't set intentions out of fear. Like that's actually not going to get you what you want. When you are afraid or have fear or worry, you have to deal with those emotions first. And then you set your intention, which is usually of a high, which is a high vibrating thing, out of gratitude and love and appreciation and hope and, all those good things. So envision, how do you want to feel on vacation? Sit with yourself before you put any pen to paper, before you turn on any computer to research this Airbnb or that Airbnb. Like sit with yourself, number one, and then sit with your partner and like envision, what do you want to feel? Like oftentimes we don't even do this. Like folks are so disconnected to their bodies that they don't even know how to invoke feelings. So if this is new to you, like that's cool. This is practice. Like be a beginner at this, but this is going to be the key to really manifesting the things that you want to happen in your life, is actually to invoke the feelings. So what does it feel to be at peace? Envision what it would be like to be totally content. Nothing lacking, nothing missing, nothing broken, like content. Envision, where are you? What may you be involved with or doing to invoke joy? What does it feel in your body to emanate a joy or be in a joyful moment? What are you looking at when you experience bliss, right? This is an envisioning process. This process will set you up. I'm already feeling the elevation and I'm just sitting here talking to you about it. Like I'm getting excited about vacation, just sitting here doing this exercise with you. This is what you need to be doing before you even talk about, where you going, what you doing on vacation, and see what comes up for you. Okay? So that's step two. You're going to envision. So step one was grounding yourself, and step two is envision. Now it's time to put the pen to paper, and it's time to do the research on step three, which is make a plan. All right. So you're going to be gone. Okay. Let's say you got four PTO days. Okay. You want to have, especially if you have kids, older kids like me, you want to have some things for them to do, some activities. Don't do activities every day. Like that's just going to be too exhausting. Making sure you have some space, some days where we're just like chillaxing and doing nothing, opportunities to get bored. so that those creative juices can come for the kiddos, and that you're teaching them that you don't have to be overscheduled. You don't have to be occupied and preoccupied every minute and every moment of the day. Okay. So, finding time to plan, put that pen to paper, um, having blocks of time where you don't have anything, not overscheduling yourself, um, and doing this with your partner, okay? And making sure y'all are on the same page and have an agreed upon schedule, right? The second part to that plan is bring the kids in, okay? If your kids are young, they'll just go along. But if they're older, like my kids are, having them be a part of planning the vacation goes a long way in sort of getting them ready for what's to come and what to expect. And part of that is expecting the fun, exciting doings and activities, but also expectations of there, as you can see here, there are parts in the schedule where there's just rest and relaxation and time to reflect and time to read and time to be just outside enjoying nature. Okay, so having them see that, be a part of when that happens, and connecting with the plan like that, it really does set the stage for them understanding what this is going to look like, what this is going to feel like, and maybe it'll avoid some potential meltdowns and miscommunications, right? Because it's like, remember when we sat down and talked about this? Like, remember this? I can't make any guarantees because my kids got a short memory, but that's why we actually a lot of times will bring the plan with us on vacation so they have something to reference during the day to days. Because I don't know about y'all, but for me, I get extremely flustered, agitated, especially when I'm not in a good headspace, when every hour someone's asking, what are we doing next? What are we doing today? When are we doing this? When are we eating lunch? It's like, here's your schedule and here's your watch for you to keep track so that you guys do not keep coming to me, and it takes the pressure off of you, and then it also helps them to sort of you just know and have more, make them feel like they have a little bit more control over their day. So planning with the kids, right? That was part of making the plan. And I would say the last and final piece that really will help sort of um, solidify this intention setting for rest is, making the plan sort of like making the plan accessible, and we kind of talked about this when I said print it out. Like, have it written out. You can even create like a creative project around decorating their schedule, stickers, whatever. Just make it a fun document for them to engage with throughout the duration of the trip. And while you're doing that, just maybe playing some music and having the vibes high, it sets the mood and sets the intention of this vacation is about rest, and whenever there is conflicts or whenever there is a little bit of strife, at least you have this high vibe and document where you can say, you guys, remember, this is what we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to be being on vacation. It's all about being together as a family, enjoying each other's company, resting, and all those things. So I'm telling you, having this document printed out as a hard thing is such a grounding experience and something to just come back to throughout the duration of the trip. So hopefully those few tips can really help set you up on the vacation that you want, which is all about community, connection with your family, and rest and rejuvenation, right? Like, we have to learn how to stop and rest for ourselves in order to get the healing that we need, in order to reset, in order to really embody our lives in this present moment, okay? And not just feel like life is just happening to us and flying by, but actually grounding ourselves in the present moment. And a big part of that is learning how to vacation well, to be honest, and then teaching that to your kids. All right? That is so important. So, thanks again. I am excited for my vacation. I'm excited to share with y'all all of our all of our adventures, our ups, our downs, our highs and lows. Definitely follow me on Instagram at Mindful Mocha Mama, and visit my website at mindfulmochamama.com to just keep up with what we're doing, and all the fun that we're going to be having. Our next episode is going to be all about expansion. So, how do you basically let the flow of that life force creative energy in to your vacation plans, right? We already said we have a plan, that divine masculine put in place, that high vibe and document, but we want to infuse it in the day-to-day moments with the unexpected, with the potentiality that, something great can happen today, and to do that, you sort of have to have practices in place in order for that to happen. You can't have everything just stacked on top of the other. You have to allow for that flow. So that's what we're going to be talking about in our next episode, is expansion. All right. See you next time. Bye.